Hi, respectful greetings to all of you. I hope you are all doing well this year too. I would like to keep focus and constantly remember that Jesus Christ does not want us to be docile, brainwashed, and slaves to do just work and pay taxes and fees, to stay impoverished and not own anything, to put up with lies, cheats, and corruptions. Jesus Christ wants us to not overlook facts and this way to be compliance with the committed crimes by psychopathic people of any social class, position, background, wealth, education, or family ties. Crimes committed in our very eyesight and our knowledge. Being Christian does not mean we have to stay and suffer. Let's follow courageously his example. Dear viewer, thank you for clicking on my video. I truly appreciate you. In this video, we will dive into a more understanding about 15-minute cities. What are they and how do they work? City planners say we have to rethink the way we build urban areas to make them more sustainable, healthy, and just. The so-called 15-minute city is one idea. But are they viable? As recently as 2 decades ago, more people lived in the countryside than in urban areas. But that has since changed. Around 56% of the global population is now at home in cities, and the number continues to rise. According to the United Nations, 2/3 of the roughly 10 billion people that will inhabit planet Earth by the year 2050 will live in built-up areas. This consistent city spread has revealed serious cracks in their planning, shedding light on issues such as social injustice and exclusion, inadequate public transportation networks, and smog-related health issues. One idea that has been gaining traction recently as a way towards more sustainable, livable, and healthy futures is 15-minute cities. The idea behind the concept is to build cities in such a way that most daily necessities and services are located within a 15-minute walk or bike ride. Carlos Moreno, urbanist, and professor at the Sorbonne University in Paris, first came up with the idea in 2016. He wanted everyone to have easy access to shops, schools, doctors, the gym, parks, restaurants, and cultural institutions. Human-centered design. Benjamin Butner, mobility expert at the Technical University Munich, says that in order to create more sustainable cities, things like green spaces, places to do sport, cinemas, and shops need to be moved to where people live, not vice versa. And that doesn't mean they have to be demolished and rebuilt, but that already existing public space needs to be rearranged. The 15-minute city also offers a mobility concept: fewer cars and more space for cyclists and pedestrians, safe paths for children, people with disabilities or the elderly, and places for social interaction. Cars are a problem, at least in urban centers. They take up too much space and they can hamper active mobility, Butner said. From Paris to Shanghai, more and more cities are reconstructing. There are already 16 cities worldwide that have implemented the 15-minute city concept or similar ideas or are working on doing so. The approaches vary, with some cities looking to implement 20-minute concepts, others 10-minute ones, and yet others focused on either individual urban districts or set on recreating the entire city. Among the pioneers is the French capital. After Carlos Moreno introduced his concept in 2016, the mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, presented it in her re-election campaign and began implementing it during the pandemic. The core of the Paris concept sees schools as capitals, making them the center of each neighborhood. Schoolyards are being refurbished into parks to make them accessible for other activities after classes and at the weekend. Paris also wants to repurpose half of its 140,000 car parking spaces, turning them into green areas, playgrounds, neighborhood meetups, or bike parking spots. Streets right across Paris are due to be bike-friendly by 2026. In 2016, Shanghai announced plans to introduce what it calls 15-minute community life circles, a plan that would ensure all day-to-day activities are within 15 minutes of walking distance. Another 50 Chinese cities are looking to implement the concept. An initiative in the UK is also aimed at achieving a better quality of life for city dwellers. As part of its countrywide renaturalization program, the British government announced plans to make it possible for everyone to reach green areas or open water within a 15-minute walk from their home. The Superilles or super districts of Barcelona. The Spanish city of Barcelona has been experimenting with so-called Superilles or super districts. The concept takes several housing blocks and puts them into a super block. Only residents or delivery services have access with cars and the maximum speed limit is 10 kilometers, 6 miles, an hour. Many streets are blocked for cars and are instead being used in different ways. Former parking lots have been given over to trees, vegetables, and flowers, and are now places where children can play and people can while away their time on benches in the shade. Tactical urbanism is what Butner calls this approach. The concept is being tested for 2 to 6 months in order to see whether the situation has gotten better or worse, he says. In that case you can still say let's go back to the way things were before. But if it's got better then you can make it a lasting measure. Currently, 60% of public space in Barcelona and 85% of streets are used for traffic. More than half the city's residents are faced with noise and dangerous air pollution, which is considerably higher than World Health Organization limits. The new districts should reduce motorized traffic by 21%. Will less traffic harm businesses? Studies show that more bike and pedestrian traffic in cities saves money, as less is spent in road maintenance and health sectors. The positive effects of cycling are being estimated at more than €90 billion, $96 billion, in the EU alone. By comparison, mobilized traffic causes more than €800 billion in costs for health, environment, and infrastructure every year. Many shop owners are concerned that the 15-minute city idea will cause a collapse in sales since customers can no longer reach them by car. But in the western U.S. city of Portland, the 20% drop in car traffic following the introduction of a 20-minute city concept also led to an additional $1.2 billion, €1.14 billion, staying in the local economy. 15-minute city concept different for every place. In order for as many people as possible to benefit from changing cities, and to avoid any new imbalance and gentrification, experts highlight the need to roll out the concept across different districts and ensure those taking part have a good social mix. That also requires rethinking regulations and traditional planning categories, such as city centers, housing districts, suburbs, and commercial areas, which have led to inequality and exclusion in cities worldwide. According to Butner, the political will and courage of politicians and administrations are vital, as well as the dialogue with citizens and all parties involved. Because there isn't a set solution for all cities. Every place and every social, economic, and ecological structure of a city is different, Butner says. So deciding which measures are best, depends on the context. 15-minute city concept and some examples of how it is being implemented around the world. Here are some additional points. The 15-minute city concept is not only about reducing travel time but also about enhancing the quality of life and well-being of urban residents. It aims to create more livable, resilient, and inclusive cities that foster social cohesion, community engagement, and local identity. The 15-minute city concept is also aligned with the global goals of climate action and sustainable development. It can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, air pollution, and noise pollution by promoting low-carbon modes of transport and energy use. It can also support the conservation and restoration of biodiversity and ecosystems by integrating nature and green spaces into the urban environment. The 15-minute city concept is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather a flexible and adaptable framework that can be tailored to the specific context and needs of each city. Different cities may have different definitions, indicators, and strategies for achieving the 15-minute city vision, depending on their size, density, geography, culture, and governance. Some examples of cities that are implementing the 15-minute city concept or similar ideas are Paris. The mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, has made the 15-minute city one of her key policies for transforming the French capital. She has launched several initiatives to create more pedestrian and bike-friendly streets, expand public transport and bike-sharing services, and support local businesses and services. She has also divided the city into 20 mini-municipalities that have more autonomy and resources to implement the 15-minute city concept at the neighborhood level. Barcelona, the Catalan city, has been experimenting with the idea of superblocks, which are clusters of 9 city blocks that are closed to through traffic and prioritized for pedestrians, cyclists, and public spaces. The superblocks aim to reduce car use, noise, and pollution, and increase social interaction, safety, and health. The city plans to create more than 500 superblocks by 2024, covering about 75% of the city's surface. Melbourne, the Australian city, has adopted the concept of 20-minute neighbourhoods, which are places where people can access most of their daily needs within a 20-minute walk, cycle, or public transport trip from their home. The city has identified several pilot areas to test and implement the 20-minute neighborhood concept and has developed a set of principles, indicators, and tools to guide the process. The city also aims to increase the tree canopy cover, green infrastructure, and urban cooling in the 20-minute neighborhoods. Benefits of the 15-minute city. Some benefits of the 15-minute city are: greater accessibility. The central advantage of the concept is enhancing accessibility towards various urban amenities and services, such as work, shopping, education, healthcare, and leisure, within a short distance from one's home. This can reduce the need for long commutes, car dependency, and travel costs, and increase the convenience, choice, and satisfaction of urban residents. Better health and well-being. By promoting walking, cycling, and public transport as the main modes of mobility, the 15-minute city can improve the physical and mental health of urban dwellers. Walking and cycling can provide regular exercise, prevent obesity, and lower the risk of chronic diseases. Public transport can reduce stress levels, traffic accidents, and social isolation. Moreover, the 15-minute city can enhance the quality of the urban environment by reducing greenhouse gas emissions, air pollution, and noise pollution, and increasing green spaces, biodiversity, and urban cooling. Stronger social cohesion and community engagement. The 15-minute city can foster a sense of belonging, identity, and trust among urban residents by creating more opportunities for social interaction, participation, and co-creation. The 15-minute city can also support the development of local businesses, services, and culture, and enhance the diversity, inclusivity, and resilience of urban neighborhoods. Having a little more detailed info about the 15-minute cities, let's remember that all over human history was such a thing called prison. Camp is a general term for a place where prisoners of war, political prisoners, or other captives are held under harsh conditions. There are different types of prison camps, such as internment camps, labor camps, or concentration camps. Common features of prison camps, regardless of their type or location. Some of them are: they are places where prisoners are held under harsh conditions, such as overcrowding, poor sanitation, lack of food and medical care, and exposure to violence and abuse. They are often used for political, ideological, or racial reasons, to oppress, exploit, or exterminate certain groups of people. They usually involve some form of forced labor, either for the benefit of the captors or as a punishment for the prisoners. They are subject to strict rules and regulations, enforced by guards or other authorities, who have the power to inflict severe punishments or even death for any disobedience or resistance. They are isolated from the outside world, and the prisoners have little or no contact with their families, friends, or legal representatives. These are some of the general characteristics of prison camps, but each camp may have its own specific features, depending on the context and purpose of its establishment. Let's keep this in mind, okay? In the beginning, they can show us benefits that might be appealing to us humans. To ease the acceptance of a very close, tight community. Why do you think animals are corralled to be in an easily controlled place and space? When we have elites who want our number significantly reduced in open statements. When they tell us you will not have anything and you will be happy if we add the puzzle pieces together, the image shown is not the best for us, the useless eaters, because they think we will diminish their existential survival supply because they believe they rightfully own this planet. It is something to seriously think about because, as you see, they push their agenda full throttle. Before I end this video, and because I do not want to throw my hand in the air with no solution, I would like to mention it here. Let's be informative and vigilant about what is around us. If the 15-minute cities get changed even a little bit to resemble the camps that I mentioned a few minutes ago, leave that place. Watching several movies about those camps always amazed me with the lack of awareness and courage of those poor people when they were loaded in vans, trucks, and trains. If they resisted the loading, the outcome highly probable would be freedom. A tight bundle of twigs is way more difficult to break than twigs one by one individually. Thank you for watching. God bless you.